And there's an approach that they took that made me feel like never in my life will I join any mock session again. But there's a way this man, this Abiodun, took us through his own, because I think I joined with some, probably one or two ladies like that. I can't collect her name again. Like, there's a way he handled it that made me feel like if there's anyone that should prepare you for mock session, no, Abiodun should be one. I made some mistakes. I think that one should happen to anyone preparing for the mock session. Do you know this idea of when you don't know what you want to go and tell the VOs and everything? And all his corrections, I stick to them. In fact, I did not even take my time to prepare more. Like, he would just tell me, "Don't worry, do this in the next session. You do this." But trust me, the moment he told me to do something and I just do it in that instance, practically about 2 3 minutes. I don't go home again to go and do anything. I'll just meet him and I'll perfect everything he say. So ever since then, in fact, I wish I am in my hometown now just to give the phone to my mom so that they can appreciate him as well. To me, if there is anybody here that still want to join a mock session, I will ask anybody here to contact Abiodun if he is still chance to do that. Because everything he told me is just as if maybe he's the visa officer on that day, and by his grace, because I think it's all about prayer as well, but by his grace and with everything that we did during the mock session, I got the visa despite my 16,000 deficit. I went to Abuja May 30th this year, and well, I think I can't really recollect my transcript, but trust me, everything he asked me to do, I did them just the way he asked me to do it. And today, by his grace, I will be in Illinois State by this time on Saturday or Sunday. I think that's my flight.
Okay, thank you very much, Ami. That is actually very impactful. Like, your story actually, like looking at the fact that you were wanting to even give up, but of course you still had that energy and that
Oh,
encouragement.
to be
Very
honest with you, I am on the verge of giving up. Before, you know what he told me? He said, "Don't worry, I've seen people with a deficit of 40,000, 30,000, and they got the whole thing." So that one made me feel like if someone is giving me this kind of assurance, then I should
Is this
not
the right link?
put myself down.
okay. Thank you very much. So let's go with Nicholas. Hi, Nicholas, are you there?
Yes, hello.
Hi,
Am I in the right
Nicholas.
link? Sorry.
Yes, you.
Yes,
Sorry, is that
this is
Nicholas?
Nicholas.
Yeah, Nicholas.
Yes, this
Go.
is Nicholas.
Yes.
So, good day, everyone. So, my name is Nicholas from Ghana, and I joined Mr. Abidin's interview when I think previously I joined one session, and I started with my transcript, and I was just stopped right away, and it looked like the interviewer or whoever was acting as a VO didn't really get time for me. So I was really downfolded. But then I reached out to Mr. Building, and then upon having several mock sessions with him, I was able to go through successfully. I would say, in my case, in my case, I had a sibling in the U.S., particularly the same state where I'm going to. So it was kind of dicey because by then I had already filled my DS 160 and submitted. That was even before I met Mr. Building. But during the mock sessions, he gets time for you, as in like every single individual, not like the other ones I joined and then they're just in a hurry to leave. So I would say Mr. Building really did well and helped me in securing my visa. As I'm talking to you, I think I'm somewhere around fourth. I should be joining the United States. I should be taking my trip, my flight from Ghana to United States. So I think I'm very grateful to Mr. Building, and I will recommend him maybe like 300% to everyone that's willing to take up the section. No matter no matter your transcript, he's willing, and he always have time to actually groom your transcripts, try to help you refine your answers strategically in a way you can really articulate, because questions may not come directly as you may be asked during the mock sections, but it's all about you being able to grasp and understand how to properly arrange your responses, because then again you may not have room to really answer your questions as to how the VO may be expecting. Then at some point they may just cut you in. But since I joined Mr. Building, he was able to help me to properly arrange my responses in a chronological order because there are some keynotes the VOs are looking for. Every single question they ask you, there are some keynotes they are looking for. So you should be able to properly put in your answers in a way that they will feel convinced to issue your visa. I think these are the few things I have to say about Mr. Building.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. Now, let's go with Oluchi. Hello, Oluchi, are you there? If you're trying to speak, you are muted, though.
Please, I have a question. Please.
Sorry, Mr. Etim, you answer. Your question will be answered. First, let's go with Oluchi and everyone that has a testimonial to give. Hello, Oluchi, are you there? If you're trying to speak, you are muted. Okay, pending when Oluchi. Okay, okay, pending when Oluchi mutes her mic, please can you go on, Farouk? Okay, Farouk, are you there? Okay, so I think Farouk is trying to talk, but okay, no problem. So Hamid, I would like you to also share your experience in the Hamid, I would like you to share your experience in the interview, the question I was asked, and how it went. Please, can you share your experience on that?
Definitely, I can. Yes, I can. So hello, are you with me?
Yes, we are with you.
Hello, hello.
We are with you. We are with you.
So when I got to the place, I think I'm among the last set of people that was interviewed at Windows 10. There's this black American lady there. So she just say I should pass her my documents. So I passed it to her. So the first thing she asked was my highest degree. So at that point, I don't know, I felt a bit nervous, probably because I felt my life depends on it. So I said, do you mean my certificate? And she said yes. So I said, my highest degree of education is Bachelor of Science in Economics. So based on what Mr. Abiodun told me, because I was actually applying, I told them I have a graduate assistantship, a graduate teaching assistantship. So my profile, he suited my profile in such a way that they know that this one is actually qualified to be a graduate teaching assistantship. So when I said I have my highest degree in Bachelor of Science in Economics, however, I told them I have a professional diploma in education. So that one actually makes it like, though this one is supposed to be a graduate teaching assistantship. So she was just nodding her head. So she said, why this course? And I said, I actually choose econometrics and economics because I want to acquire the skills to basically tackle a problem that I identified about sustainable development goals. So I told her about that out of school children in Nigeria and the likely consequence on economic development. So this one is where I think I should thank him more, because at a point, like when I presented my transcript, he was actually telling me that this actually may not fly as an idea. Even if you are telling yourself this story, you may not feel convinced. So I think we took about 2-3 days to work on this part. Of course, it says something that I may actually want to share with everyone, though I will still advise that people reach out to them, because this thing is about case to case basis, is about case to case. In my own case, he said these VOs always like something that not just you individually or maybe just a small company will benefit from when you get over there as a skill, but just tell them you want to go and do something that at least a community, a region, or even the whole country will benefit from when you are back. So that's why, though initially I have this kind. So he said I should just go home and think of it. Aside this one that I've been saying about my school, we do this, my school, we do that. What else did you think you want to do that you have passion for? So that's when I now came up with this story of sustainable development goals, and we both worked on it. So let me go back to, so the viewer just asked me, do you have any kid or wife? At that point I said no, and she said if I've ever traveled to outside the United States, I do not have any reason to. So she said, I see you have a deficit of 16,000 and your program is 30,000. So this other part too is where I will still commend him again. Me, I have a transcript that is just generic. I know I wanted to say some points, but he told me something. Then he said, you need to put in your strong forces first before you now start about talking about those things that are peripheral to your assistantship. So me, I just wanted to tell them this, I got the assistantship. So there's a way he arranged it for me. And if I remember vividly, he said I should just tell them I've been awarded a graduate and teaching assistantship. So then I made a mistake that I was chanced to correct. I don't know, maybe everyone will have that kind of opportunity. He told me not to forget this, but I forgot, probably because, the anxiety. He said I should make it clear to the VO that it is a 10-hour, the whole thing is supposed to be 20 hours. So he said I should just lay emphasis on that 10 hour so that the VO will know that when I get there, I still have the chance of doing maybe on campus or to get some other assistantship that will make it 20 hours. So I repeated myself again and I said I've been awarded a graduate teaching assistantship of 10 hours that will cover my full tuition waiver, reduce my student fee by 10%, and pay me a monthly stipend. So I now said the remaining 16,000. See, this is where I said he arranged it in such a way that will actually help my life. Ordinarily, I wanted to start with the Empower financing that I collected. He said that one may seem like a red flag. So after putting all the strong forces first, I now ended it by saying the remaining 16,000 will be covered by my own personal expenses and Empower financing, which is about 9,000. So the Levio asked me again if I am working. Yes, I said I work as a graduate teaching assistant at Federal College of Education where I served and blah blah blah. So, and the next thing is I'll be approving your visa, just like that.
Wow, wow, that's a great one. Okay, so Ibrahim just joined. Ibrahim, are you there?
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, all. I'm here.
Okay,
Good evening,
fantastic.
everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah,
So please, can you share your experience and, of course, about the process and how it was for you?
yeah. I want to say thank you to Mr. Abiodun. In fact, he really do a good job for me. So in my DS160, he took his time to check everything thoroughly before I submitted it. And for the place, like me thought like, oh, it's gonna be a selling point for me. So he sees like, oh, they don't do this like this. Let us do like this. Like for instance, me I have like many degree. I have bachelor in engineering. Then I have this is I want to arrange this in chronologically. Then I have Master of Science in Occupational Health and Safety. Then another one, Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering. Then after that, I now have like postgraduate diploma. So in another course, not like how will you do this? You have master already in this year. So the other year you have postgraduate diploma. That's like you are not progressing. So them they will see like we are not progressing. It's supposed to be okay after master, maybe PhD. So but this in this case now, like in a decreasing order. So and these people they don't like anything in such order. So since we have two master already, let us remove these postgraduates after postgraduate diploma after the master. And I obliged. I like, okay, let's do that. So he checked my DS160, then my academic background, he arranged everything. I removed the postgrad diploma after the master because to me, it's to when I know I just reason like it doesn't make sense. So, and thank God, and he prepped me a lot, like especially on my duties as an assistant lecturer. There's something that I didn't even pay attention to, like okay, do this, add this one to it, add this one to it. So I will be obliged, okay. And thank God during the interview day, and again I would say dressing matters a lot. So I can see everybody there, wearing suits, and these people, to me, they want things like okay, you would say that we will come back. You understand? So you are going to there, these people that are Western, like they are wearing suits, and you say you will come back. So me, I just see that's my own instinct. Like for my instinct, okay, let me dress differently. I wear native, I even wear cap, all this Yoruba native, then this Yoruba cap, all this Germans, I even poop it. So and the man that I was running from, everybody knows the man there. His name is Airpiece. So I didn't even know that this is the person that will interview me. So it's like, okay, come forward. So he asked me, just only one question he asked me, that where are you going? And thank God that Mr. Abiodun told him that your first question, make sure that it encapsulates everything so that you won't have a chance to even ask you the other question. So in that first question, like where are you going? I make sure that it encapsulates my program, my supervisor, what I'm doing, what I'm to do, you understand, and where I was working before, and my duties there. So when the man just asked me, yeah, peace man, everybody used to like want to run from. If there isn't a guy before, before me that the guy want to invade him, but they compare the guy that the guy should stay. There's no way. So that one question just asked me like, where are you going? But make sure that it encapsulates about my program, my supervisor, then where I was working before and my duties there. You understand? And everything just one and about my research too, I make sure that everything covers that. So before I know, the man just hand me white paper with no stress. So that's it. I really thank and appreciate Mr. Biodun for that great job. So thanks so much. So and again, I would say you should be confident, be bold. You don't have to be. You see a lot of blues paper flying here and there. No, you don't have to be fidget. You don't have to. Don't feel discouraged by that. It's normal, but just know what to say. Even though it's rubbish you want to say, be confident. Even though it's rubbish you want to say, be confident. That's what those people. That's what they like. So that's and look into their eyes. So I was even expecting this earpiece to be typing in his laptop because people say they'll be typing and they won't even have your time. They'll be typing. I was like, earpiece didn't type anything. Until even when he gave me the white paper, I like, will this man type anything? So that is just it. So what I will say is that be confident, be bold, because you will see a lot of things there. People being denied here and there. You don't have to be discouraged by that. So that is it. Mr. Biodun, thanks so much. I know you can hear me. I really appreciate all your efforts on my preparation for interview. Thanks so much. On my DS162 for taking your time to thoroughly check my DS160. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, Farouk. Farouk is here. So Farouk, please. Thank you very much, Amid. That was very detailed. Farouk, you can unmute your mic and speak. Share your experience with us.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Farooq Akorede Oyejo. Um, calling from Nigeria. I'm talking from Nigeria. Basically, um, concerning this particular journey, the best way for someone to shoot is to get a full assistantship. But sometimes, due to funding constraints, you might not get it all. And that is why you need to prepare very well for your interview to be able to defend yourself. You are going there to defend yourself like any other person, and then those people knows that they almost know that if you enter there, chances of me coming back is kind of slim, especially if you are studying, if you are doing some courses. Um, Let me start from my experience. During my time, I shoot as many as possible schools. I was able to get the full funding for 5 schools. Yeah, four for PhD, and then the last one for MSc, with an option to proceed to PhD if I did well. Um, when I want to go for my interview, basically, and if you want to choose, if you find yourself in that particular kind of situation, what will you do? I try to sit down, uh, basically compare the program, the advisor I want to work with, the funding in the department, and how affordable the environment it is. You know, as a Nigerian, I need to have people here back back home, so I have so many responsibilities on my neck, and then the stipend have to be sufficient for me and my family. In short, so I need to look at where I'm going to. So due to my comparison, I shall go to one village like that in the United States. So there's no village in the United States actually. But in the place whereby my cost of living will be kind of lesser compared to those big cities or big states in the United States. And also I'll be able to achieve my dream, working with a good advisor, and also I'll be very sure that the advisor I want to work with has a lot of funding. So after when I want to go for my interview, I try to prepare myself, join several mocks online, but I make sure that I didn't join more than two sections. But at some point, I drop one and then I only go for one. Then I was conversant with my lines and all. But coming to meet what's it called, Ahmed. So he was able to help me. to shape my storylines, and then to give me that motivation and ginger that you can do it. So him and his team. So try to help me out, and then my storyline was perfect. But one thing I could say about this is that uh, basically, if you want to go for your interview, draft a story that you know that sounds and looks genuine before you could start your mock section. Get a glass, a mirror, yourself, face it, memorize your lines, face that mirror, and start talking to that mirror. If you are seeing yourself and you are saying rubbish, definitely when you get to see the video, you'll be saying nonsense. So I'm someone that normally when I was in school I do tutorial, so I've been facing so many crowds. So but that's one thing I advise people to do. Face yourself. I also do it sometimes. I will face myself or face the wall and start talking to wall, ask myself question, and I'll be responding. I could remember that same peace man was the one that interviewed me in Lagos, and he would have denied me that day, but God saved me. When I get there, it was like I want to run away from him, but I was like, there's nothing to run away from. Then I go to meet him. I greeted him one time, but first time he didn't answer. He left without an excuse and come back. I still greet him again. And I dropped my passport and then my I-20 for him. It was like, good morning, sir. It was like, good morning. Sir, we moved down. So he used his nose to answer. So he didn't really answer like that. So it was like, okay, where are you going to? I'm heading to the Department of Physics. I told him where I'm heading to. So he knew my school logo. He instantly said, the Lobos. I was like, yes, sir, we are the Lobos. So I responded back. Then I want to continue my conversation. It was like, you said your course is what? I said experimental condensed matter physics. So he looked straight into my eyes like he has never had something like that before. That stabilized me. What did he ask? He asked about what is my course. So I didn't expect that particular question, but I know what my course entails. But because of that particular reason, I want to start. I was like, Farouk, are you normal? I've done several interviews with the admission committee via Zoom, and then I could get some good response back from them. I was like, so I have to compose myself and give it back to him that my course is this, that, and that, and we have several fields, and then I'm going for this. But at some point, he has to beg me, like, look, I know you are good. Can you please take your time and explain what do you mean by quantum photonics, quantum technology, and quantum sensing for me? Then I started explaining. Then he come down to my level with no rush. So basically, what I will say that, what I will actually say that is, what I will actually say is that you guys should memorize your lines, know your storyline, and know how to how to move around with your storyline. You know, being diverse with your storyline. You can easily move from A to C, B to D, and some other stuff like that within your storyline. Without then also, if you now find yourself in a way that perhaps maybe the fear is catching you, try to calm yourself down and talk with both. Talk with calmness and boldness as you face them. If they want to get they want to get your lines right, they might question you back that do you mean something like this? I know that if you are saying nonsense, then you instantly can easily change it. And also I would like to if you're having a huge deficit or you're having let's say anything deficit. I have a friend that has 2K deficit and they deny the person and the person didn't even bother to apply anymore. And I have a guy here that just talked now, Ahmed. Yeah. So that has 16K deficit and was approved. So it depends on how you memorize your storyline and how you will be able to defend yourself. They want to throw questions that will destabilize you, but you have to keep prepared. And that is why you need a personal mock section. That personal mock section will give you some edge in the sense that it's going to help you to actually the VO will actually listen to your storyline. You both will sit down and create a good storyline that's going to fit your story. Then him personally want to destabilize you by throwing you some questions that can destabilize you to text you. So you will know that okay, fine. If the other person meets the video, it's not fucked up. Or like the normal interview session that we normally do, you're not the only one. So though they will give you some tips, but you're not the only one. The video might have like 10 people in the list, but that's of the paid one. It might not be really easy with the pay, but get trust me, it's worth it. In the sense that You have one-on-one time with the tutor. Yeah, so we'll be able to listen to your story, come with a good storyline, memorize it. And if you are doing nonsense, you are saying nonsense, you are not memorizing it very well, it's going to tell it to your face, bro, you are not doing well. You can do more than this. If you do it like this, if we are doing like this, they will deny you. That's why I would suggest that if you are coming with a huge deficit or anything deficit, or you don't know where to go. You might not have a deficit sometimes, but you just don't know how to go with your storyline. I have a friend now that doesn't have a deficit, but one way or the other, they are denying you, and it's trying. So please and please, it's always better you do it once and get it once. So I would suggest you go for Abiodun for the primary, what's it called? For the private mock section, and then tell him if his charge is kind of high, bro, please, this is what I have. There's always negotiation in the market, in the business. If it pays for him, if it actually pays him, then he can go about it. There's some things we do out of the pity, there's something we do out of our line sometimes, you know. So those are the things that I would suggest. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Farouk. That was nice. Thank you very much. Okay, so Oluchi, are you there? Hello, Oluchi, are you there? I believe you have joined.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, welcome. So can you share your experience, how the visa process was, how you got approved, and several other things you think we should be aware of? Thank you.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I think first off, I would say the visa process was wonderful, and at least I was approved, and so it was not easy. Yeah. So one of the things that I faced during my time was, by the time I had gotten my date, I just had like a week before my interview. So I had not even started preparing before. In fact, I got my I-20 2 days or 3 days before. Then I applied and I got a date, and I had limited time to prepare. So I had, with the fact that I even had a limited time, I needed somebody to actually coach me. So a friend of mine introduced me to Abiodun, and honestly, I would say that it was the best decision I ever made, because I was scared. In fact, I didn't even know what to do. I didn't even know how. I didn't even know what the questions were like. I didn't even know what they were asking. I didn't know how it was going to be like. So the first day of the mock session that we had, I was kind of clueless about the questions, the answers to my question. In fact, everything I was saying was disjointed everywhere. It was here and there. So I think first thing he did was to help me construct good answers with what I had come up with, to say, okay, if the visa officer is asking you this is things he's going to be looking out for with your response. And with what he had done for me, I had to go back to sit down to even bring out my own story, because it's easier when the story is coming from you as well, to build up your story. So I was able to get a story that actually aligned with what the visa officer would want to hear. You get? So I think with series, we had the mock session almost every other day. We had it like almost every other day, and every day we had it. It was an impressive one, because you keep on telling you. In fact, I think part of the things that he did was to ensure that you are going to be very bold, because at the first time I didn't even have any confidence. I was just blabbing. I was talking as if I didn't know what I was saying. Then with after 3 or 2 days after the first time, my confidence started building up, and I started knowing that, okay, I'm actually going to face this guy, this visa officer, whoever he was, and I'm going to say something good. So I think another thing he did was to rate you based on how you have performed as well, which actually helped with the sessions that we had. So after my mock session, I think on the last day, the day before the day I went for my interview, we had a video session where I had to on my. I think that video session actually helped me a lot, because when I got to my interview, I think my interview was in the morning. So when I got to the embassy, I went to Abuja. I got to the embassy early in the morning, and I met a lot of people, obviously, and I met one lady. I know people would say don't talk to anybody and everything, but honestly, when the Uber that dropped me, I didn't know the direction of where I was going. So it was a lady there that actually helped me, took me to where I was supposed to go to. So both of us, we just started talking there. and she was coming for a visiting visa, so we are not even in the same category. So she went in before me. As I was going for my own turn, she came out. They denied her. So at that point, I was scared, but I didn't want to be scared. I just decided not to listen to the fear and everything. When we got to the interview hall and everything, people there, I think Abuja made it easy because you are going to be sitting outside. The interview is actually inside, so most times you might not really even know when somebody's approved or not, because person just comes out, unless the person comes back and is smiling and you're like, okay, they approved this person and all. So we took turns. Then when it finally got to my turn, they'll give you a window. Actually, when it finally got to my turn, they already gave me a window to go to. So the guy will come out and say, who is in window? So you come out and you go and stand there. So when it got to my turn, there was a guy before me. The VO actually approved the guy. So one thing I noticed about this whole thing was that, honestly, if it's possible for you to shout when you're talking, just shout, because that shouting is going to give you one kind of confidence. In fact, even if you don't know what you're saying to an extent, the VO officer will be seeing, looking at you as someone that actually is bold enough to take up whatever he's going to throw at him. So I saw how the guy was just demonstrating and was speaking. In fact, everybody in the hall was hearing what he was saying very clearly. So I just stood there. So when he approved the guy, I went in and he started asking me, oh, okay, he asked me which school am I going to? And I told him that I was going to Georgia State. And he was like, okay, which course am I doing? I told him that this is the course I was doing, biomedical science. And he was like, oh, okay, great. So he now told me, what will I be doing when I come back? And I'm like, I started telling him a lot of things, all the things that I had actually learned and what I was supposed to do. So I didn't say it, because one of the things I avoided doing was to be talking as if I was cramming. So I practiced just talking normally. So even if somebody wakes me up, I'm like, okay, what is this? I don't already know how to put it in. In fact, when you ask me that question 2 times, I'm going to answer it differently, but with the same answer. Do you get? So that was what I tried to do as much as possible. So when he started asking me, I started saying some, not even how I had reversed it, but it was almost similar to what I was supposed to have said to him. So I started answering the questions. I answered the question. So when he told me, and the correction I took from when I was having that mock session was that when you were asked, when you come back, what would you do? There was a line I missed when I was practicing, in the sense that I said that I was coming back to come and help with regulatory because of my kind of course and all. So Abiodun actually spelled it out, and I was like, if I'm going to be coming back, I should link it back to coming back to my work organization to take a senior leadership role. And honestly, I think that was even the turning point for me, because as I said that, I said I will be coming back to come and take a senior leadership role in so manager in my firm. And he looked up to me and he was like, he mentioned my company. He said, this company, right? I said, yes. He now said, okay. He now started typing. I then said every other thing that I was saying. Then he now asked me, how will I be covering? I had 20K deficit actually. How will I be covering up for my deficit? So I had already known what to say, because it's very important for especially when you're going with a deficit, they must definitely ask you that question. So it's very important that you know how to answer that question. It's very, very important. And they want to see that you have a time back home when answering every question that you are answering. So if you're coming back, what is the time? If you're currently working in an organization, what is the organization are you working in? What are you doing for them? Is it connected to what you're going there to go and do? So you have to link all these your answers to what the VO wants to hear. So any answer you are giving has to be connected to coming back to Nigeria to do something, or to implement anything that is concerned with what you are going there to go and study. So when he asked me what my dad was doing, I told him what my dad was doing. And that was my father that will be covering. He asked me how many staff that your dad have and everything. So I just had to say all those information. He asked me if I had traveled before. Funny enough, I had gone to Benin. In fact, as much as possible, even if it is wherever, just as far as you leave Nigeria, I had gone to Benin, and I told him that I was going to Benin. What I said was, I actually went to Benin for a vacation, honestly. But when I gave him the answer, I told him I went to Benin for a work-related issue. When we went to go, I had to tie it to what I was going to the US to go and do. So I came back, and he now asked me, okay, do I have any family member? I said, no, I actually don't have any family member. And the next thing, he approved my visa. So I think one thing I would say is, anything you want to answer, just make sure that it's linked to your course of study, and also that you are coming back to Nigeria. That is that is just the main answer that they want to hear. They want to know that you are coming back to come and pick whatever you want to do in Nigeria, but it has to be something strong that will make you come back. So if you're going to be spending so amount, or somebody, your especially when you have a deficit, your father or whoever is going to be sponsoring you with so amount of money, it has to be what you coming back to Nigeria to come and do what you have said you want to do. So I think it's the major thing, and also confidence. You just have to be very confident. Like, say it, just let it come out. Don't be. In fact, I think one thing that helped me, the mock session helped me, was when I got to that point in front of the man. Honestly, all my fear just disappeared. I won't lie. Like, I wasn't actually scared of anything. So when he was asking me, I already knew how to answer every question because I tried not to cram the questions. So I already knew how to answer all the questions based on what he was answering. So there was no question that he asked me that I already don't know how to put together and give him that answer. So I think it's the confidence part is very important, very, very, very important. And also prayer. I prayed like I never read. I really prayed. I prayed. I fasted. I carried Bible. Everything. In fact, I don't know. Everything was just had to do everything together, and hopefully by God's grace your visa will be approved. So I think that's my experience from my own.
That was go on,
thank
go on.
you. So I would just say that as much as possible, have a private, that see, mock sessions, it's not something you would not want to not have, because it will help you build your confidence, it will help you organize and restructure your session, your because sometimes you might think that what you're saying is correct. Honestly, when I did my own first draft, I was thinking that anybody that hear my story would give me facts. But when I met Abiodun and he listened to what I was saying, honestly, I felt like, oh, okay, I hadn't actually answered my questions correctly. So after he had restructured it, I saw a better way of answering those questions, and I would say it really, really helped me to get those visas. So I would really encourage everyone here on this call to do that as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Olushi. That was actually an interesting experience. Like, I was enjoying. I never actually wanted it to stop while you were on it. All right, so thank you very much. Stephanie, are you still there? Stephanie. Hello, Stephanie, are you there? Okay. If you're trying to speak, you are still muted. Okay. All right. So okay. Give me a minute. Okay, so
Hello.
okay. Sorry. Nicholas, are you still there? Hello, Nicholas. All right, so pending when Nicholas and Olushia are available, Stephanie are available. Someone raised their hand, Anchor David. So before you guys unmute your mic, David and Stephen, like what Farouk, Amid, Olushi, Nicholas have said. The point is confidence. So it's not about your deficits. It's not about whatever you think. It's mostly about how confident you are. Confidence play a major role in everything you do, participating in your visa process. All right, so David, can I mute your mic? If you're trying to speak,
okay. Good evening, everyone. Hello.
I believe you have a question, David.
Yes, I have a question. So, I'm just curious, right? Because I was thinking that, okay, what the embassy or the PO, what they want to see is that, okay, you are being funded maybe either through loan or through self-financing, and once you have enough finance, then having your visa should not be a problem. But from what I'm hearing now, I'm a bit, in the middle, trying to confirm okay, is it not just it's not just about the money, or there's something else? Please, I need a bit of clarity around what's going on, because when I hear their stories, it feels like it's not just the money alone. There are other things tied to your visa approval.
Okay, so considering the
Yeah.
time we have, right, we're going to have another session to, because we usually have sessions like this to answer this question. So considering the time we have, Stephanie just joined, so I would want Stephanie to like give her experience. So due to time, we're going to have another session specifically to answer these questions, because by 8 p.m. we have a mentorship session with some candidates that are already in the CareerLeap Story About Academy, so we need time to prepare for that. We're most likely going to have another session to answer these questions. David, okay, you can just keep that question, okay? Stephanie, are you still there? Hello, Stephanie. I saw you join just now. If you're trying to speak, you are muted. Okay, Abiodun, I don't know if you want to answer David's question. Yes, Abiodun, you want to answer this question? Okay, you're still on transit. Okay. Hello. Okay, can you ask the question again, David? So once we answer the question, we will call it a day. Okay, David, please go on.
Okay. Okay. Can I go ahead? Okay, so my question is, I've heard almost everybody's testimonial here, but what got me confused is I thought one, you have enough money, whether being it a loan or self-financing or somebody sponsoring you, having your visa approved should not be a problem. But from what everybody is saying here, it feels like your visa approval is not just based on you being able to fund your academics, but it's tied and attached to other things. So I want a bit of clarity around this so that I know what I'm up against.
So he's asking, Abiodun, can you hear me? Okay, I think we are struggling to hear you. So let me just answer the question, because we are actually struggling to hear your voice. All right. Yeah, so he's asking, apart from the funding, it seems like there are other factors that influence the decision of the VO on if they should get your visa approved or not. Yes, there are several factors. Like everyone has mentioned, confidence is one important thing you want to exude. And like Olushi, Amit, Farouk have said, you need to attend the mock session. Everybody's story is peculiar to them. Okay, your story is peculiar to you. You can't use Olushi's answer or Olushi's story. Like, for example, Olushi have traveled to Benin. So she had to use her experience traveling to Benin and connect it with what she wants to go and do abroad. Okay, so everybody's story is unique. You can't just go to the visa officer and just start answering questions. No, you need to join or attend a mock session so that we can tailor your story based on your experiences and based on the course you are going for. Okay, so those are the factors. But of course, if you want to know more factors, it's now more deeper. It's not going to be like a more deeper question to ask. What have you been doing over the years? What is your work history like? These are the things you actually want to like do a deep dive, in-depth research on. Okay, and also researching the school is also important. You need to research the school you are actually applying to and the country you are applying to. So there are several things that is involved. That's why the mock session is actually very important. The mock session is just not just a one-off session and you just do an it's actually every week, 3 times in a week for a month. All right, 1 to 2 hours. And before the day of your interview, there is kind of like a 1 week stretch session that's going to be held with you. So that is practically it. Confidence and ensuring your story align. So Stephanie, are you still there now? Are you available now?
Yes, I'm here. Good
Okay,
evening.
please can go on.
Okay,
So,
so
sorry, I forgot. Just tell us about your experience and how it was for you and what everyone needs to know about the process. Yeah, thank you. And how you got yours approved and all.
all right. Hello everybody. So my name is Stephanie, and I just recently got my visa approved. And well, yes, CareerLeap really helped me with Abiodun also. They really helped a lot, and I really appreciate everything they did. So I just applied once and I got it approved once. Well, for my experience in the whole application process and when it comes to the visa, Abiodun really helped us to look at our DS 160. He helped us to review our DS 160, which was really, really helpful because a lot of people put wrong information on their DS 160. We could help in not getting your visa approved. So he really helped us in reviewing that. And also we had multiple mock sessions, which were really good. One thing I really appreciate from the team was that they helped us to be really calm because other groups I've joined for mock sessions in the past, like before I started just for like seeing how the whole thing goes. It's not like they're not making you calm, but sometimes they kind of make you also afraid, which is not necessary, right? So this team really helps you in being calm and confident of your story. So it makes it not you're not cramming what you want to say. So they make you kind of own your story, especially when it's not like even if what you want to say is not true, they just make it calm enough for you to remember and and for everything to flow and make sense. Exactly. And I love the team also because even during the mock interviews, everybody they don't really know we don't really know each other, but everybody is also willing to help, even other like team members, because you're going to get the way Abiodun did it for us was that like other people in the team would also interview you, you would also interview everybody. So everybody's learning how to interview each other and expecting new questions from different minds. So you're getting questions that you never knew that you would be asked, which will really help because you don't know how the visa interview would go that day. So my visa interview was in Lagos and it was actually very seamless. Thank God, because I got a good school. So my school was what really helped me because they didn't ask all the questions I really practiced for. They didn't really ask me for that. So that's why I always advise people when they're applying, apply to good schools. So, because I think the guy in front of me during my visa interview, when the BO collected his I-20, she was like, I'd not heard about the school. So it looks like the different VO look for, I think they look for different things, right? So the VO that interviewed me, I think she was also looking at schools because the guy before me, she was like, she denied him and and he had a deficit though. And she told him that, oh, this is your school. I've not heard of it because I think she probably had to Google it or something. I didn't know. I don't know, but she eventually denied him because he was also not fully funded. But people that she didn't even really know their school, they were fully funded. I'm fully funded, and she really liked me because that was the first thing she said. She was like, "Oh, but you're going to okay." The name of my school is Baylor University. I was going to Baylor, so she was like, "Oh," when she saw my school, she was like, "Baylor University, wow!" She was really impressed. So she didn't even ask me any questions because the people in front of me that were fully funded, she even asked them how they got my funding. She didn't even ask me how I got my funding. She just asked me, "But you're going to?" She was like, "Oh, Baylor University, wow!" And she was like, what did my bachelor's in? I told her I have a master's, so I told her my master's too. So she was like, "Oh, what's your master's in?" She didn't hear me, so I told her again. Then she said, what did she say again? She was like, "Okay." Then she asked me, what do I do? I work in a research institute. So I told her I work as a research assistant and a laboratory scientist. She was like, oh, okay. Then she asked me if I had left the country before. I have left the country. I just left. So I told her I left the country for work reasons. So she was like, oh, okay. And she now even said it again. You're going that Baylor is a really good school. She was like, I feel like that was because that was all. And she said, okay, that she was typing. She didn't really talk too much. She was like, okay, but I approved your visa. So I don't know. I think different people like, and there's also one thing. Abiodun always tells us we should pray for favor, pray for grace, because we really don't know what the VOs are looking for. And one thing I appreciate for this team, what they did was that they practice all the questions, because you don't know what the VO might need, you don't know what the VO might want. So sometimes it's good to always make your story. And there's one thing, make your story believable, make your story make sense, make your story have a good, strong home tie. She didn't ask me if I have anybody in the US. She didn't ask me if I'm married and if I have kids. That's the only thing. So that's basically it, Sha. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Stephanie, for that. All right, so thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Thank you, Oluchi. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Farouk. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you, Amid. All right, thank you, Ibrahim, for taking out time from your busy schedule to give us this testimonial. It actually means a lot to us. For members that are already in their process, like they have mentioned, mock interview is very important. It is very important. And those that are yet to join, you want to actually reach out to the person you are already speaking with to get your process started, whether it is getting the admission, whether it is getting your loan approval, several other things that we actually provide, or you have other questions, you need some questions to be clarified. All right. So also this recording will be shared to you also. You can take your time and of course listen to it over again. Due to time, we are going to be ending this session now. Because we have another session by 8 p.m. and of course we'll need to rest and prepare for that. So Monday we're going to have another session to answer questions and of course to explain several other things to everyone. So I want us to like ensure our Monday schedule is free, like our Monday is actually free. Okay. We're also going to have another session on Friday as well. But in this process, you can still continue speaking with the person you're already speaking with on WhatsApp. If nobody responds to you, you can go to our Instagram and of course reach out to us on Instagram as well. Or you can send an email to help@CareerLeap. If nobody's answering your WhatsApp, please disturb us everywhere, even comment to ensure that someone responds to you. Okay, don't just use one method and say, oh, this one not responding to my message, so you give up. All right, so please, thank you very much, everyone, for joining, and do have a great weekend. And once again, thank you, Abiodun, and thank you for everyone that joined this session, and have a great evening. Bye-bye.